Hello everyone, it is January 1st, 2020 and Happy New Year. I'm here today to give you a few exercises to help develop hip and glute strength. Why is it important? If you've ever had an injured ankle or an injured knee, one of the key exercises that you are given from a physio is glute and hip exercises. The hips are really important for health of your pelvis, your hip, your knee, and your ankle. So we're going to go ahead and do a few exercises without any equipment so that you can do this anytime, anywhere. I'm just going to do a few reps of each just so the video is not too long, but I suggest that you, because we're using your body weight and gravity as load, that you'll do anywhere, 15 or so repetitions and then move on. So here we go for your Happy New Year. So we're just going to start lying down on your back. Your feet are in line with your hips. You're going to take a nice easy breath in. As you exhale, I want you to really feel your footprint into the floor where you're pressing into your big toe pad, your baby toe pad, and your heels. So using that whole foot as you roll up, reaching your knees over your toes. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just nice, easy moving segmentally through your spine. So with the bottom lift here, there's a few things that we're getting from this, from spinal articulation. We're getting some great glute activation, some abdominal stability and inner thigh. Take a little breath in and exhale. We just nice, easy roll down. So this time we're going to roll up, inhale. As you exhale, start with your tuck, draw your pubic bone towards your belly button, press down into your feet, and really notice that lengthening of my knees reaching over my toes. So here we want to make sure your collarbone is wide, your ribs are heavy, and that you're using your lower glutes and upper hamstrings to create that hip extension and that lengthening through your thighs. We're going to just pause right here. Press your heels away from your seat and activate your inner thigh just a little bit deeper. Take another breath and exhale, rolling all the way down. Again, inhale. As you exhale, come into your tuck, squeezing your glutes. If your hamstrings tend to get a little bit cranky with you, think more about squeezing your inner lower glutes here, reaching your knees over your toes. We're going to pause. We're just going to stabilize. Press into your right foot, and you're going to bring your left leg up. You're going to slowly bring your left leg down. Press into your left foot, squeezing your glute, and then bring your right foot up. We're going to lower the right foot down. What are we looking for? You're keeping your hips up, and you're keeping your pelvis level as you bring your left leg up, and hold that. I'm going to lower my hips, and I want to push into my foot and reach my knee over my toe. So that's where we make sure we're using the glute to perform the movement versus getting up into the rib cage. So we'll just do two more here. Good, and one more. And then slowly bring that left foot down, plant the foot, feel your full footprint, lift up and stabilize with that left glute. Right leg comes up. You lower and you press into your foot. Reach your knee over your toes and reach your knee over your toes. Up. Good. One more time. Up. Place your right foot down and slowly roll all the way down. We're going to roll onto your side. Take your bottom arm long. We want with our pelvis to do what we call a stack, tilt, and roll. So when we stack, we're reaching this hip over the bottom hip. So we're stacking our pelvis. The response is you'll feel a little space or gap under your waist. The tilt is I want to bring my tailbone back a little bit so that I know I've got the length in my spine. And then the roll is bringing the top of your hip slightly forward so you're resting more on the outside of your thigh. You're going to keep your heels together. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lift this leg up. Pause there, and this is where you want to check your tilt, stack, and roll. So I want to feel the length coming out my tailbone. I want to check my stacking. So my top pelvis is stacked over the bottom. And then in the roll, I'm reaching my knee as if I'm trying to make that knee just a little bit longer than the bottom knee. And then I want to lift this leg just 1 more inch. And then we bring it down. Again, check your tilt, stack, and roll. Lifting this leg. As you lift this leg up, reach your knee forward as it lifts. Pause. Again, check your stack and your roll and lift just 1 more inch, and then you bring it down. So let's put that together. Your knee reaches forward as you lift and you lower, and you lift and you lower. Good. And you lift and lower. 1 more time. We're going to lift here. Again, how's your tilt? Check your stack. Reach your knee long. And little pulse. Up, up, up. You feeling those glutes? Put your hand there and you can feel the muscle activity. And 2 more. And 1. And bring it all the way down. Oh, good job. All right, so let's head over to the other side. So I'll just switch sides here. So you're on your side, your knees, hip and ears are about a 45-degree angle. We check our tilt, tailbone feathers reaching back. Our stack, you're stacking the top hip over the bottom hip. And the roll, reaching your knee a little bit forward, so you're more weighted on the side of your thigh. Feet are together. As you lift, you reach your knee forward as you bring it up, and pause. Check your tilt, your stack, and your roll. And then lift just 1 more inch. And then you bring it back down. Again, as you lift, check your tilt, stack, and roll. Reach your knee forward, lifting. Check once again. Make any little adjustments. Lift your knee just 1 more inch. And then you bring it down. So the common error with the clam exercise is either making the movement too big, and then it's hard to keep the position of your pelvis. And if we don't stay in that stacked position where your pelvis is stacked over the bottom, is that we start lifting more from our obliques or our low back, the quadratus lumborum. So let's bring that pattern together now. So you reach your knee forward as you lift, and you lower, and you lift, and you lower. Good. And we lift and lower. And now 1 more time, we're going to lift, we're going to hold it. Check your tilt, your stack, and your roll, and little lifts up, up. And you can even put your hand on your side hip and really feel how those muscles are activating and breathing. And we'll just do 2 and 1 and bring it all the way down. Good. So now we'll roll over onto our hands and knees. We're going to come down onto your forearms. And we want to bring your one leg up, flex your foot, press your heel to the ceiling. Now, as we're doing this exercise, we're just pressing your heel to the ceiling. There's some important things to making sure that we're getting actually what we want out of this exercise. And what we want is hip extension or glute activation. What we don't want is low back activation, which would be a sinking low back here, or too high lifting where we're rotating through the pelvis. So pushing into the forearms, draw your abdominals in. All we want to do is press your heel to the ceiling and feel that activation of the glutes and lower, and feel the activation of the glutes. So your movement, as you can see, is not very big because we want to isolate it to hip extension. And then we'll just do a few pulses. Noticing here that I'm staying nice and solid through my upper body, keeping my head in line with my spine. So while my muscle focus is glutes, I'm also getting some really nice core stability work through the abdomen and the shoulder girdle. And then you can bring that leg in and stretch back. Other side, so onto the forearms, lift through the tummy, flex that foot, bring your leg up, feel your pelvis is square, and you press up and down. And your range is only based on maintaining the stability of the torso. So we always talk about in our Pilates classes about focusing on what you want to stay still and then let the movement happen around the stillness. So now that I've got my leg motion going, I'm really focusing on the stability of my core and of my torso. So as I'm breathing, I'm thinking about lifting and lengthening through my spine. Or I could breathe and just simply think shoulders down, abdominals in. And then I can hold it up and little pulse, keeping the tummy and focusing on where I want to stay still, supporting and stabilizing my spine. And then take a breath, hold, and then just bring that knee in and stretch back. So super simple, focusing on strengthening glutes. I hope you have a fabulous 2020. I look forward to having you all come in and play with me here in the studio this year. We've got some exciting things planned and some more videos to come. Happy New Year, everybody.